All right, I'm sitting here with Uppercut Promotions promoter Cyril Lehong for an update on the bill we spoke about a couple of months back, basically discussing the announcement of your tournament and also when your tournament is happening. It's about a week or two away. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling very excited. It's actually a week and a half, so yeah, I'm very excited. Obviously, there's been a few changes since we spoke, but I'm really excited. With big news coming, big news in this tournament.
Well, that's great. I mean, let's start from the top of the bill then, because there was a change for Simpiwe. He had originally been slated to fight another Filipino, but we're going to be seeing a familiar face in Jonathan Elmerson, who fought Heki Butler, coming back.
Yes, I think if you remember, Jonathan Elmerson was a very game opponent against Heki Butler, and after the fight, him and his trainer actually told me that they felt more comfortable at strawweight. So now they're coming back down at strawweight. So this is going to be it's a very good fight. It's a very good fight for Congo, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Having watched Elmerson the first time around, what was your impressions of him? I know you said he's a game fighter, but how much of a challenge do you think he'll give Simpiwe, just judging on the Heki Butler fight?
Look, you could see he's very strong. He knows he can fight. He's a guy who can fight, who can clearly fight. I think it will be a good fight. It's a good, solid fight for Simpiwe Konto, who's ranked number 4 by the WBC, by the way. So, and this will be a good test for him.
He's got a lot of motivation to Simpiwe as well, but he's coming off like a very long layoff as well. Do you keep that in mind?
I think that also makes this fight so dangerous for him. It is a dangerous fight, but if you don't take any risks, there's no reward.
And the other one was Boyd Allen. I mean, it was a bit of a shame because Jamie Webb and him was going to be a nice big fight, and all of a sudden it never happened. Jamie Webb apparently did not have his license in order, and you've been forced to change the opponents.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I was really looking forward to that fight. Jamie Webb, I'd still like to see it in the future. I've spoken to Jamie Webb's camp, and I told him that it's a fight that I'd still love to see. I'd still love to make. So, but let's see what happens. But you can't discard. You can't write off anybody. Boyd Allen is going to be fighting against Tembani Mhlanga, and you can't write him off. It should be a good fight.
We've seen Tembani in the ring with some of the other local opposition that were on the upcoming scene. He didn't manage to get through them, although he did manage to beat Aiden Quinn, which was his marquee performance. Do you think he's coming in for a shock?
Well, him beating Aiden Quinn shows that he's capable of pulling off the surprise. So that's why I say don't ever write anybody off. Don't write him off.
Have you seen any of either guy training? Have they given you updates on how everything's going?
I saw Boyd Allen a few weeks ago in sparring, and he looked really good. Boyd Allen always very awkward, very slick. So yeah, and he looked very good. That's the one guy I saw on that bill. I saw a couple of others. I've seen a couple of other guys in sparring. Yeah. So it's I'm always excited to watch guys spar.
A lot of the guys that are on the upcoming tournament you probably saw that day. Big announcement. Head of Volmerance's fight's been elevated to another level with the announcement that you're about to make now.
Yes, the very first time we're having our WBO international women's international title in South Africa. Head of Volmerance against Chietza Homakoma. It's a huge fight. It's big. It's history in the making. That's why I keep saying history in the making. It's big. And the winner goes straight into the top 10, possibly even the top 5 of the WBO. It's a huge fight. It's a huge fight for both fighters. I like it.
And I mean, the fact that the WBO has sanctioned the event, the opponents stayed the same. How has the camp in Zimbabwe reacted to this news? Must be big news for them as well.
Oh, they didn't even think about it when I gave them the news. They didn't even take time to think about it. They were just excited right there on the spot. They were like, yes, because this is a big opportunity for them.
The fact that you're making history on the tournament in your second event, I mean, does that speak to your ability as a promoter already? I know it's still early days, but I mean, are you happy with all this happening?
I think it's more. I don't look at myself as somebody special. I look at the fight. The fighters are special. I'm just a guy who's been able to connect dots so far. I've had a lot of help, and I'm always grateful to everybody who contributes. So you know what I mean. It's not a one-man thing. So yeah.
I don't want to, isolate any fights, but I mean, the one fight you're turning pro, the former All-African gold medalist Tariq Al Ali from Morocco. I know he doesn't speak much English yet, but he probably will living in South Africa. Are you excited about a prospect like him?
Yes, of course. I mean, who doesn't want a guy with that kind of amateur background? You want to see how he does in the pros. And I also watched him spar a few weeks ago. He's also looking very good.
Yeah.
So I think he'll make an impression.
And how do you decide on which Truter brothers to use in your tournament? Because last time was Tristan, this time it's Caden.
Maybe we should just make them flip a coin or something. No, seriously, I don't know. Like, they both guys can fight. Both guys can fight. Both are very good. They've got different styles, but they can both fight. So I'm just blessed that I'm actually in a position where they like to fight on my tournaments. So I'm happy.
And there's obviously a lot more undercard fights as well, but we're not going to talk about that today. We spoke about it in the last interview, but one I did want to mention was Intumileng Tsolo got his opportunity on your first tournament, and now on the second tournament he's going to have to put in an impressive performance to catch eye.
Yes. What happened? In the last tournament, Jared Titus was supposed to fight against Pamadla Mangata. At that point, Mangata was unfortunately not licensed, and we had to pull him off. Itumeleng Tsolo took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. On 2 weeks' notice, he came here, blew everybody away. He was the best fighter of the night that night. He was rewarded by All Bakjan, best fighter in the night, and we felt let's see what he can do if he's given a chance to have a full camp. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. He's an unbeaten fighter. I think he's got potential. Let's see what he can do.
At featherweight as well is one of those divisions that there's some hot prospects as well in that division. Are you looking to the future with him, or just one step at a time?
Let's take it one step at a time. But I'd love to see how he can do going forward. It's somebody who I really want to see. I really want to see fighting. Hopefully, we can have him fighting on more events, on more events here.
We see you opened up the curtains for the Boyson's Boxing Hall, as we are in now, box camp rather, and then Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association came through here. Do you feel happy being the number one that got in here?
Of course. This is a stunning venue. I love this venue. It's so well looked after. And what Riaz does, what Riaz and his team do here, looking after the place is incredible. I love it. So I'm happy more people are interested in the venue, and the Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association. I'm a member myself. Are doing a stunning job as well. They're putting on wonderful tournaments. There's another one coming up on the 31st of October. So it's good times for boxing.
We need to get into that one as well. I don't want to leave an interview without mentioning your only signed boxer, Talent Baloyi. I think that he's the most exciting lightweight in South Africa at the moment. Undefeated. Up until his last fight, he had knocked out everyone he had come into the ring with. What are your thoughts on him ahead of his big fights?
He's another one I saw sparring. He's incredibly strong. He's a big lightweight, and he can do it all. He can fight. He's a guy who I really want to see progress, and I know he can. He's got all the ability in the world. I really do want to see how far he goes. I think he can do a lot in the sport. I think the looking at before I signed him, I had a conversation with him and Sebastian Rothman, his trainer manager, and we laid out a path. We talked about let's let him impress on this fight, and then let's see what happens afterwards. And that's why I keep saying BSA, put Talent Baloyi in your ratings, put Talent Baloyi in your rankings. He is that guy.
All right, and I suppose you'll let Talent get through this fight. You'll also have some bigger news to announce afterwards, pertaining some other fight news for him. But do you keep in regular tabs, seeing as he is your only signed boxer to the promotion?
Yes, of course. I talk to his manager quite often, and it's important. It's important to know that their camp is happy, and that's the goal. The fighters have to be happy. That's the most important thing. The most important people are always the fighters.
Right, and the card was pushed by an additional 2 weeks now. You're already in set for the 24th of October.
Yes, we wanted to finalize a few things on broadcasting, and I think we at that stage now we are very happy with broadcast.
All right, cool. And Cyril, lastly from you, is there anything I forgot?
You forgot to ask me about the broadcast.
Are you going to say?
Yeah, we can say it. We're gonna be like the last one. We're gonna stream it on YouTube, on the SA Boxing Talk site. Yeah, so yeah, we're streaming it, and yeah, everybody to have a look out for it, and yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cyril.
Thank you.